Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, guys, some best boxer in the world news: Terence Bud Crawford, right? Is either number one pound for pound, or number one B pound for pound. The only other one that's in question is Alexander Usyk, who's fighting this weekend against Daniel Dubois in an undisputed heavyweight title match. So that's interesting. Let's see what happens there. There was a little controversy in their first match with a low blow or not. There's not too much controversy there because at the end of the day, like I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, when it comes to Usyk, he was winning the fight handily before that punch and after that punch. And I think if the referee would have told him, we don't think it's low, get up, he probably would have just struggled and throughout that round and then got out the next round and continued to do what he did, like ending the fight with the jab. Okay? So, I don't think we should be just giving, Dubois all the props like, hey, you landed one punch in the fight that could have been legal, right? Or that could have hurt him, right? I don't think any of us are in the illusion that that punch warrants him to be considered on the same level as Usyk. We do know that Usyk probably has one weakness, which is, one and a half weaknesses, which is body. His body is a little soft, maybe, which would only be fair for humanity, because if it wasn't, then damn, it would be unfair. And the fact that he's not a one-punch knockout guy. But at the end of the day, he's a winner, and he's proven it. He's won in all levels and going to other people's homes. So that much was be said with him. That's why when it comes to Terence Crawford, even Terence Crawford says that Usyk should be number one pound for pound. So that's the respect Usyk has. Terence Crawford, let's get to his respect. Terence Crawford's about to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, and this is what this is about. Canelo Alvarez is considered great. He's in the best Mexican of all time discussions. He's been in pound for pound, generally just pound for pound list in the last decade. He's been number one pound for pound on several occasions. He's considered the face of boxing, the cash cow, and all those things. He's famous also, which we should be saying that famous people should be also at least the best or amongst the best. So he's been that the whole time. So you have a guy in Terence Crawford who's coming up 3 weight divisions. Let's be real, 3 weight divisions from the welterweight division, where he was considered a small welterweight for much of his welterweight career. Just the last couple of fights, maybe not, but he was smaller than even Spence. His last welterweight fight, we thought Spence was going to be too big for him, and Spence was going to walk him down. Remember, he was smaller than Spence. He was smaller than Jose Benavidez. He was smaller than Sean Porter. He was smaller than Mean Machine. He was smaller than Jeff Horn. Most of these guys who we considered at least middleweights, and not even junior middleweights, most of them. So he's been fighting bigger guys. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford has been said that he can beat Canelo Alvarez, which I've told you guys, I think that Crawford has won already, because now he's doing the mainstream media rounds, right? He's been, people have been, now everybody's starting to get to know him worldwide, and he's getting the respect he deserves before the fight. So whatever happens in the fight, who cares? And I've told you that. That's what my opinion is. I'm happy for Terence Crawford to get the credit that he deserves already. Here's a couple of more examples. But no, I go to the examples he's already had. Some of the best boxers ever thinks he's going to beat Canelo. I think we can agree that Roy Jones is one of them. One of the best boxers ever. Bernard Hopkins, a James Toney, a Andre Ward, a Floyd Mayweather. You don't get at a higher echelon than that. The best fighters ever. They're always in that conversation. So most of them are saying that this little guy, is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Most everybody thinks that he's more skilled than Canelo Alvarez. Those are already accolades, as far as I'm concerned. But here's a couple of more. Here's the newest ones. The WBC president says if he beats Canelo, he'll be the biggest thing in boxing. Right? Now, that WBC president, you guys say, what is WBC? We be corrupt, or we back Canelo and those things. We know the WBC president is on Canelo. He's been a Canelo fan for the longest, which whatever. Just don't cheat for him. A la franchise title and the likes, and the doping levels, the Clenbuterol levels, because Canelo got popped, raising those and the likes. So, we know he's a Canelo fan, but he does say if Crawford beats him, he'd be the biggest thing in boxing. That's from the WBC. Now, Robert Garcia, a highly renowned trainer, thinks Terence Crawford is going to beat Canelo. That's significant, because he's Mexican, for one, and I don't know if you could call him a hater or whatever, a Canelo hater, because I noticed that most of the people, if you go against Canelo, then you are a hater, right? So there's a lot of people these people got to call haters right now. Robert Garcia thinks that he's going to beat Canelo, Terence Crawford. And here's my boy. Y'all know we roll with Joe in the place to beat. We roll with Joe here, man. So Joseph Parker thinks that Terence Crawford is the man. That's what he says. Terence Crawford is the man. Bottom line. Oh, speaking of good fighters that think that Terence Crawford is going to beat him, is also Alexander Usyk and Bivol, that he's number one pound for pound. Bivol, Alexander Usyk. Those are present-day awesome guys, too, by the way. But Joseph Parker has come out and also said, being interviewed, Terence Crawford's the man. He got him beating Canelo. So, in this short video here, I've mentioned a lot of names. A lot of top, you got to come with some names if you're going to tell me some people that think Canelo is going to beat Terence Crawford. You better come with some serious names to combat that of what I've mentioned. Because, you're talking, ain't nobody better than Alexander Usyk right now. Ain't nobody better than Dimitri Bivol right now in boxing. You know what I'm saying? My boy Joseph Parker, Robert Garcia as a trainer. And I'm getting everybody. If you say Roy Jones, damn, let's just stop right there. Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, right? James Toney. I ain't going to say Shannon Briggs. I ain't going to mention him, but, he said it too by knockout. He's one of them. And I'm missing some people. That's a lot of people. Great fighters. Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. Who's left? That means that Terence Crawford has won already. Terence Crawford is an awesome fighter. You're seeing it right now. And now, what's the good point about this is you're forced to say something. And the bottom line is this. Either Terence Crawford is ridiculously awesome, or Canelo is not elite. Now, everyone's forced to take a pick. Now, I would just say that Terence Crawford is ridiculously awesome. And I think y'all know that. But what are you saying? Because those are some facts. And why you doing it? Go holler at all these great fighters, because there's some great fighters. And they have reasons for saying that. I didn't even mention Teddy Atlas and stuff like that. So, got some work to do if you're really rolling with Canelo in terms of Terence Crawford's not that good. Terence Crawford doesn't have a good resume. Terence Crawford is not that. We got people calling him Bum Crawford or whatever names. People come up with stuff, right? Terence Crawford or whatever. People come up with silly names. But here's the thing about the silly name. You're looking silly because are you against all of the great boxers? Or sometimes you got to come around. So what is it? Is Terence Crawford ridiculously awesome? Or is Canelo not elite? Figure it out. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.